We are talking today with Prerna Khemka, founder and CEO of HairSmart, because her company brings a fresh and totally different approach to hair loss. The American medical and personal care industry is often criticized for its focus on fixing or curing existing health conditions. You visit a doctor or specialist only when you have a problem. The same thinking is also filtered down to the thinning hair market, where most people don't seek professional advice until their hair loss is advanced and causing discomfort and embarrassment. HairSmart intends to change that. Prerna Khemka was born in India, where hair is revered and protected. India is also the birthplace of meditation and Ayurveda, and these powerful forces played an important part in the development of HairSmart. Prerna, what was the inspiration behind HairSmart?
Thank you, Chris. I'm very, very excited to be here and talking to you. The inspiration about HairSmart was, of course, I've been in the hair industry since 2012. As you know, I've been selling medical devices, laser therapy devices to physicians. And the inspiration was both from a need perspective. I see around me for every person who is actually going to a doctor for a transplant surgery, there's 900 people that are not doing anything. So there's a huge need. Hair loss is literally the number one modern epidemic that is plaguing, especially the young generation in their 20s and 30s. So there was a huge need. So that was definitely inspiring. I was in the industry and I saw that this is a big problem that needs to be solved. And the reason why I came about HairSmart the way it came about was I happen to have a decent understanding of Ayurveda and plant-based medicine and alternate medicine. It's been something I've been studying my whole life, and I've seen how much drugs and invasive procedures and how little how little plant-based therapies are playing a role in hair loss. And I wanted to create something that was safe for the body, safe for the environment. It was very mindful, gentle, and effective. And nobody else was doing it. Act none of the herbs and none of the medicinal knowledge that we carry from the east was being used in the western therapies here. So I wanted to marry my knowledge that I've gained in the industry here with light, as well as bring in my Eastern knowledge and create this blend line.
Well, I don't have to tell you that there are lots of solutions out there, many people making grandiose promises. So it's a very crowded marketplace. What's unique about HairSmart?
So, we all like to say that hair is a very crowded market, but actually it's not big for many reasons. First of all, the market itself is expanding. Back in the day, even 20 years ago, most people who were suffering from hair loss were in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Right now, hair loss is the number one epidemic, modern epidemic, if you will. And hair loss is supposed to take over the weight loss industry very soon in the next 10 years. So the market itself is growing rapidly. It's not something that's a small market. So we definitely need more players. Also, there, just hold on. Thank you. Yeah. So the market is growing, and also the space in which home grade products are coming into play, that's not at all crowded. There is a lot of competition in the service industry, and then there's a lot of competition in the FMCG world, the fast moving consumer goods, the Doves and Pantenes of the world. But when it comes to medical grade personalized healthcare solutions, this is a wide open market. And that's where HairSmart intends to play. So a hair in a box medical grade solution for home use. So we are very excited to be in this space, more the merrier, because most people, they're not seeking out professional solutions for hair.
When we spoke earlier, you were telling me about your experience in India, growing up, your exposure to Ayurveda, what I'm going to call the wisdom of Mother Nature, proven therapies that have been used across the ages. How have you brought that wisdom, if that's the right word. How have you brought that wisdom into your HairSmart collection?
So, HairSmart is a blend of three sciences or three modalities, if you will. Light therapy, as we'll all know, it is very well studied. So, I'm not going to go into that. It's the most clinically studied hair loss treatment, actually. There are more human clinical trials done on light therapy than on the drugs and on PRP and stem cell. So, we are combining light therapy with Ayurveda and with nutrition. So, Ayurveda is essentially a science that has been around in India for over 5,000 years. And it's a science that addresses the actual imbalances in the body and the actual composition of the body. So, just to take a step back, the way Ayurveda works is me, you, we are all this body. And this body is made up of five elements. So, earth, fire, water, air, and space. And how these five elements, the proportion of these elements in our body, is what is called our primary or fundamental constitution. And constitution is a mind body constitution, your personality, how you react to foods, what foods will suit you, what times of the day will suit you, what's your actual core physio and emotional and mental constitution. So Ayurveda believes that we have what we call a fundamental constitution, and then sometimes our composition is out of whack or imbalanced. These are called doshas. Dosha literally means imbalance. And that's when all these symptoms start to present themselves in the body, what we call illnesses. So, this science of Ayurveda is treating the root cause. So, stomach aches, ulcer, hair loss, arthritis, heart diseases, diabetes, high blood pressure, all of these things that we choose to treat with drugs. According to Ayurveda, the belief is you can treat it by treating the symptoms or the imbalances in the body. So, the attempt here is to bring in the Ayurvedic principles and apply them to hair loss.
I was just clicking on trying to change the screen to give viewers a different perspective. So I will edit that out. I was trying a different display. Um, Let me go back and ask you to talk a little bit about the pledge that you made to be respectful of our bodies, mind, spirit, and bring mindfulness into hair growth. Because I know you've made a commitment there to be very wholesome in your whole approach to hair loss.
So not only in the ingredients, also in our packaging, how we source our ingredients, we have really made a deliberate attempt to be very eco-friendly, to be conscious. All our packaging is aluminum or glass, both of which are 100% biodegradable. If you look at our product formulations, we avoid the use of harsh chemicals, binders, artificial ingredients. I'm a firm believer in the fact that if you can't put it on your body, don't put it in your body. If you can't put it in your body, don't put it on your body.
Right.
So, um, for example, I use coconut oil as a toner, as a makeup remover. I try to use very clean ingredients in my skin and makeup routine as well. And for overall personal hygiene, for skincare. And I've tried to bring the same thing in HairSmart. So none of the HairSmart products is going to bring toxicity. They're drug free and they don't have any harsh chemicals. So even so, nothing in HairSmart will hurt you. It's not going to have any side effects. So that's the plan, to really be
Right.
gentle to the body and to nature.
Let's dip back into Ayurveda and some of those herbs and special natural ingredients that you've incorporated. Uh, Tell me what they are and what makes them so effective.
Sure. So to explain what the herbs do, let me just give an overview of why we are losing hair according to Ayurveda.
Right.
So, according to Ayurveda, there are three primary constitution types. One is called the Pitta dosha or Pitta or type A, which are very fiery people. They have a lot of innate fire. So the element of fire is high in these people.
Right.
And then we have vata. Vata is air and space. And then we have kapha, which is water and earth. And these three constitutions determine your body shape, your skin color, your hair, the quality of your hair, your temperament in life, what foods you will like, all of that. It's more or less a blueprint of your entire personality and physical health, which is really powerful and fascinating. So most most of the hair loss that we are experiencing and witnessing today is because of the imbalance of the pitta dosha, which means imbalance of fire, like overheating in the body. And it's no surprise that all of us, our bodies are overheated and the fire element is out of whack, because in today's generation, we are all overstressed, under relaxed. Our nutrition is nowhere the same. Our health of relationships is nowhere the same. So the heating of the the heating in the body, or the heating of the hair follicle, is what's causing miniaturization, and that's what causes the hair to be thinner and wispier. In fact, pitta dosha is also linked to premature graying. So you will notice that people who have a lot of stress, they have a lot of graying because of the heating of the hair follicle. So um, going back to all these herbs that we have decided to incorporate, the fundamental underlying medicinal property of these herbs is they try to balance out all the elements that are causing hair loss, the spikes of which are causing hair loss imbalances. So, going back to your question, Chris, we have basically 5 or 6 herbs that are very, very powerful Ayurvedic herbs that not only improve hair but also blood circulation. They're rich in vitamins, they're rich in antioxidants, they're also anti inflammatory agents, they're stress adaptogens. So, I'll just go over quickly some of the herbs that we have. So, we have this herb called Brahmi. It helps in providing strength and nutrition to the scalp, and it strengthens the blood vessels, and it pumps more nutrients to the oxygen into the hair follicle. And then we have this herb called Bringaraj, which is also known as Eclipta prostrata, which is actually very, very popular right now. It's like the buzz herb right now.
Right.
If you go on Amazon, everybody is selling this herb in powder form and encouraging people to ingest it or mix it in oil. So, this is actually called the king of hair according to Ayurveda. So, it helps balance all the doshas, all the 3 doshas, and it helps in um, delaying the onset of gray hair. So, it's a very, very powerful herb. And then it also reduces.
Can you repeat the name again and just spell it for people who
Yeah,
may not
sure.
be familiar
Sure.
with it?
So, it's called Bringaraj. So, Bhrij. Bring, so instead of bring, it has an H after the B. So bring Raj, R-A-J. So R-A-J literally means king. So it's a
And
king of hair.
that grows in India.
Yes. So all these herbs are native to India, which is why one of the other things that I'm really proud of is my ability to source the best ingredients. So we have a few herbs from India, we have a few herbs from China, we have a couple of nutraceuticals in our DHT blocker from Africa, and we have a couple of native Hawaiian herbs too in our formulation. So I have
Right.
truly attempted to bring in the best of the medicine from very ancient tribes and ancient civilizations.
Right. Well, I'll let you carry on down the list. So I'm
Sure.
not going to try and pronounce the last one, even though you gave us a lesson. I think the next one is Amla, isn't it?
Yes. So Amla is actually a very popular, very, very popular nutritional food as well. It's layman English. It's called Indian gooseberry. And uh, if you know anything about goji berries, and berries in general are very, very rich in antioxidants, and they're very good for us, for heart health, for blood purifying. So amla, or Indian gooseberry, is an herb that also is percolating in a lot of our products, our oils and our supplements, and our most of our products have amla because it's very rich in vitamin C and antioxidants. It also helps in providing elasticity, and um, it's very, very effective in delaying premature graying of hair. It also helps in avoiding breakage, split ends. So if you were to Google these herbs on its own, like Amla for hair or Brahmi for hair loss, you will be very, very pleasantly surprised. Like you will be blown away by the studies that have been done on them, and how prolific they are, and how powerful they are. And one of the reasons why we don't see all of this here is also because it's not easy to source them in their truest, most authentic form. And with my connections and with my Indian roots, I've been able to do that, and to do that well. And I'll just name a couple more because I know it's becoming a long,
Right.
long answer to a short question. So, another herb that is very near and dear to my heart is called neem. In English, it's called Indian lilac, and it's an antifungal, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory herb that is very medicinal in the science of Ayurveda. So, if you had a skin rash or a skin disease, you could put a few drops of neem leaves. It's just a plant, and you could boil that, and you could bathe yourself in neem water, and you would be relieving yourself of a lot of skin disease. It's a very, very
Mm.
powerful herb. So we use neem in a bunch of our products to maintain scalp health and to maintain pH balance. It also promotes a healthy cell division.
Yeah.
A lot of times when people are very, very sick in India, even cancer, they drink 1 or 2 teaspoons of neem juice. Just like we have wheatgrass shots here, they do neem shots, and it's
Mm.
extremely bitter, but it helps in healthy cell division. So it's known to be very powerful in um, combating cancer, which, as we know, is something that's still a mystery despite of all the aggressive treatments we have. Then we have turmeric. Turmeric needs no introduction. Curcumin, thanks to a lot of golden lattes, everybody knows turmeric is very powerful, and it helps overall keep the stress down and immunity high. Directly impacts the stress, turmeric. And then we have ginger, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha needs no introduction. We have healthy doses of ashwagandha in our hair vitamin, and then so on and so forth.
So you brought all of these proven and historic herbs to your products, but you've also combined these very natural solutions with the best that science can bring to hair loss, and that's light therapy. How did you become involved in light therapy? And is this something that works in harmony with your natural products?
Yes, absolutely. So, um, in my experience of, I joined the laser cap and the light therapy industry in 2012, and I've successfully sold thousands of laser caps to physicians. And so over the years, the results have spoken for themselves. As I like to say, if you're a great salesperson, you can sell anything once. But
Right.
if the product is no good, you're not going to get the repeat order. And most of my clients, most of the physicians, they love the results they get from laser cap. They're fully behind laser cap. In fact, light therapy is a very strongly advocated therapy modality in most of my clients' and most of the physicians' offices. So I knew that I wanted to incorporate light for sure because it's therapeutic, side effect free, clinically studied in human trials, double blind placebo controlled trials. So, my experience with laser cap has been it's great for both men and women, and it works, and the results speak for themselves. So, I wanted to incorporate laser cap for sure. Plus, it's also very affordable. Over a period of um, 10 years, most people who are suffering from hair loss end up spending tens and thousands of dollars. With light therapy, you invest in one device and it lasts you for years. And you can
Right.
even share it with your spouse. Not that we share a lot these days with our family members, but we could if we wanted to.
So you brought the best of Mother Nature, the best of Western science, and you've combined these into a three-step program. I
Yes,
think you call it hair in a box. Could
yes,
you explain the three steps?
yes, absolutely. I would love to. So we have in HairSmart, we go to market with a solution like a comprehensive system. And it's also because when you look when if you search for hair loss on Google or hair loss on Amazon, you're going to get more than 12 million hits or
Right.
products. And it's crazy, it's overwhelming. There are serums, there is a shampoo, there are supplements, there are oils, there is things that you can ingest or apply topically. So for the common man, they don't know how to combine these products, and they don't know what works and what doesn't. And for the most part, most people will buy one thing from one brand, and they think because it's being advertised as it will grow hair, that's all they need to do. But as you and I know, hair loss is very complex, and it's not just one thing that causes hair loss. Your stress, nutrition, environment, pollution, your genes, age, all of this causes hair loss. So I have created three systems called Protect, Repair, and Grow. And each system is designed to have everything that you need in a box that you can take home, and you don't have to worry about buying anything from anywhere. All the products work synergistically. So just to quickly go over each system. So Protect is our first line of defense. Literally the name gives it away. So Protect is for the young adult who may not necessarily be experiencing hair loss or balding, but he's he or she's aware that they will eventually be on that thinning path, and they want to prevent hair loss, they want to stabilize, as well as make their hair strong and healthy and maintain and enhance the quality. So we have four products in a Protect system: shampoo, conditioner, a natural DHT blocker that's safe for both men and women, and a very good nourishing, hydrating, strengthening hair oil, which is happens to be one of my best favorite products. So Protect is our first plan of action. It's for preventing hair loss, and it's for everybody. Everybody can be in the Protect plan, and they're very affordable plans that you just set a subscription for and you're done. And then you have the next plan of action, the next hair in a box module, which is Repair. And as the name again suggests, Repair is more for revitalizing and for repairing people who are experiencing hair fall, brittle hair, damaged hair, and they already are aware that, okay, I need to do something here, that I've packed on a few pounds. It's time
Right.
to lose that weight. So it's it's a little more active plan, if you will, and we introduce a medium powered laser cap in the Repair plan, as well as our best selling product, which is our vitamin, which is an amazing combination of everything you need, not just for your hair, but also for your full body health. So in the Repair plan, we introduce our vitamin and the Repair laser. And then our number one best selling plan itself, the number one plan that we sell to physicians, and the most effective plan is called the Grow plan. And once again, with the name, this has our most advanced laser cap, the medical grade 272 diode laser cap. And then we have a growth activator, which is a topical that activates growth. And these two products literally make this, it's like a hair in a box on steroids.
Right.
It
I,
very
I can under I can understand that the grow plan is the most popular. It's very much the American way. I want more hair and I want it now. That's very much the American psychology. Having said that, though, I do think that the market is shifting more towards protection. As people are working out, they're wanting to sleep, they're wanting to drink their 8 glasses or of water. And of course, with the pandemic, they're now more sensitized to the need to protect and look after themselves. So I'm sure you're beginning to see more people come into the stage one program.
Yes, and as you rightly predicted, Chris, our we see more people buying into the Protect plan on our e-commerce channel and through um, social media, because most people, they are willing to try a, a, a more professional or an upgraded line for their hair care when they're younger, and they don't think they have a problem. So as you rightly said, we do very well with the Grow plan with professionals who are seeing people that are coming to them for hair loss. And as you rightly predicted, we are seeing a lot of subscription customers and a lot of younger people being more open to trying out the Protect plan. They're much more aware. And it is also our growth plan to introduce the Protect system out of gyms and out of salons, because when people are going to gyms and salons, they're already on this path to health, and they want to invest in the hair health as well.
How has COVID impacted your business?
So last year was a year of pivoting and regrouping for us. We were actually going to launch in the physician channel last year, but as you know, a lot of practices were shut down. So we pushed back our launch to this year. So this is really the first year of operations for our business. And COVID is definitely been bad for everybody, but in a lot of ways, it's been a blessing in disguise for my company and also for the hair industry in general, because we are seeing a big emphasis on personalized healthcare at home. Everything is moving home, so
Yes,
people want the best of the best, and they want it in the comfort of their home.
right.
So in that regard, I have seen a lot of interest in the doctors and the professionals, if you will. Now they want to add more and more product offerings into their business and don't want to rely just on service. So the amount of interest that I've seen from the physician industry has been phenomenal. So from that aspect, as well as my direct to consumer marketing and the direct to consumer pull is very high. People are very, very aware of how they look on Zoom and they want to look their best.
Yes. We started off this discussion with me saying that hair in India is revered, has a very special part in your life. Could you take us to India and explain why that is? I know it's very precious. I know people make sacrifices. Uh, I'd like you to explain how that works and why it's so important.
Well, you know, India is the land of mysticism and
Yes,
spirituality and Kama Sutra and gender based identities. And hair is, you know, as much as we like to be politically correct, we all know that long hair is a sign of youthfulness and femininity, and men are more attracted to women with long lush hair. And of course, everybody keeps their hair differently, but most, I don't know if you have noticed this, but mostly Indian women tend to have longer hair. They tend to keep their
yeah,
hair longer. And in the Western world, we can have as short as like bob cuts and boy cuts, but in the eastern parts of the world, people are very much still more old fashioned when it comes to their hairstyle, and they like to keep it longer. So hair definitely has been a big indicator of beauty, and it's seen as that even here to a lot of extent, but maybe less spoken about because it's not that politically correct. So hair definitely has been very, very big identity wise. But to answer what you asked me, Chris, why we sometimes sacrifice our hair in India, you know, hair is an identity of vanity, and it's an outer identity. So if you like, you know, of course, you know that whether it's Jews or Muslims or Sikhs, a lot of religions historically used to have the head covered. And the spiritual reason behind that was, when I am being in the world or when I am showing up in my life, I don't want my hair to be part of my identity as to how I present myself in life. I want to move away from the outward connection and the outward identity and go inwards. So, part of that extension is when people are going through hardships in India, or when they are maybe wanting to go inwards and regroup, they make these vows, that I'm going to donate my hair or maybe chop off my hair if this happens, if that happens. It's more about sacrificing their identity of vanity and
hmm,
moving inwards and using. So for example, it's also like a sign of grief. So when in our culture, in the Hindu religion, if you lose your parent, mom or dad, the sons of the family, they shave off their head, and it's a sign of grieving. It's a sign of that I am denouncing how I present and interact with the world, because this is a time for me to go inwards.
possibly the closest we come to that here in the West would be people who donate their hair to, say, Locks of Love or an organization like that, so children can have hair. Hmm.
Yeah, and it's very, very, it's very difficult. It's easier said than done. I don't cry easy about stuff in life, but I cried one time at a hair salon because she didn't cut my hair right. So
Right.
it's very easy to say that, but it's very difficult to not have an identity of and relate it to how we look.
Well, I am delighted with the product that you have developed. I think there is certainly a need for that in the market today. I would encourage anybody with a thinning problem to protect their hair and not wait until you've got a real problem on your hands. In fact, they say you don't really notice hair loss until you've lost almost 50% of it.
That's true,
And
especially
yeah,
with men.
well, I was about to say that. I think men, particularly, they don't like asking for instructions when they're looking at a map, and they don't like recognizing that they have thinning hair. I think women are a little bit more proactive, and the men could certainly learn from them. Prerna, is there anything else that I should have asked you but haven't that you would like to share with our viewers?
No, Chris, I think you've covered it all. I just want to appeal overall to my industry brethren, my fraternity members, that we should definitely, we owe it to our clients to give them alternate sources of treatment. um, I encourage everyone to think about HairSmart not as competition but as synergistic, as complementary. Nothing in HairSmart competes with the existing proven modalities of treatment, the PRPs and the stem cells and the exosomes, surgeries, minoxidil, finasteride. So I encourage people, because a lot of times there's a big demand for holistic and plant-based and natural. So we owe it to ourselves, we owe it to our businesses, and we owe it to our clients to create and to have this option where, okay, we can create a plan for that person with our products and with some hair smart products. It's also a good idea to include a product plan after a procedure or after a service, because it keeps the client more compliant, and we all know compliance is equal to efficacy in this industry.
Right.
So those are just a few things. I encourage people to reach out and to learn more, and hopefully we can create some winning partnerships in the industry.
Viewers will be able to find out more at hairauthority.com. We will provide a link at Hair Authority store back to HairSmart. And Prerna, to finish, could you give us the website and any other ways of contacting you if people have questions?
Yes. So our website is called myhairsmart.com. I was trying to uh, personalize it. So I
Right,
didn't want to do the iMac and the
right.
iPhoto and the iPhone. So I did My Hair Smart. So it's called myhairsmart.com. And my email is Prerna, Prerna, at myhairsmart.com. And I'm sure we'll drop a link in this video in the comments, or we'll give a way for people to contact me. And yeah, let's bring healthcare home, and let's give people a good alternate source way to grow their hair.
Prerna, thank you for joining us on a very busy evening. I know you have a lot going on, but thank you for taking 45 minutes out of your life. And we look forward to following up and wish you every success.
Thank you, Chris. I hope you have a good evening.
Thanks very much. Bye now.
Bye.